Hi, my name is Margaret Wilson. I'm 102 years old, and I haven't stepped foot in a doctor's office in over 4 decades. Before you roll your eyes and call me stubborn, let me explain. I respect doctors deeply. They've saved countless lives, including my husband's after a severe accident many years ago. But something happened when I turned 62 that completely changed the way I approached my health, and it's a story I feel compelled to share with you. Back in my early 60s, I faced a crossroads. I had always been healthy enough, but relied heavily on checkups, prescriptions, and advice from various specialists. One day, after a routine visit that left me frustrated and more confused than informed, I realized something critical. No one knew my body better than I did, and that's when I made a decision that would define the next 40 years of my life. I chose to take full responsibility for my health, armed with research, observation, and intuition. The first principle I adopted was nutrition over medication. I stopped relying on processed foods, sodas, and anything that came in a box. My diet became centered around whole, natural foods, fresh vegetables, fruits, legumes, and lean proteins. I discovered that simple meals, prepared with care and without additives, had an astonishing effect on my energy levels and overall well-being. I started experimenting with intermittent fasting, listening to my body rather than following trends blindly. For example, I'd skip breakfast when I wasn't hungry and noticed that my digestion improved and my mental clarity soared. Exercise became my second pillar. I wasn't aiming to lift weights like a bodybuilder or run marathons. Instead, I focused on functional movement, walking, stretching, yoga, and a bit of resistance training. Even at 70, I hiked small trails near my home, maintaining flexibility and stamina. Movement, I realized, wasn't about looking young. It was about staying capable, independent, and resilient. Mental health and mindset also played an enormous role. I practiced daily mindfulness, meditation, and journaling. I surrounded myself with supportive people and deliberately minimized negative influences, be it toxic relationships or sensationalist news. The mind-body connection is real. Stress, I learned, accelerates aging more than anything else. By actively choosing calm and clarity over anxiety, I preserved both my mental and physical health. Another secret? Curiosity and continuous learning. I became my own health investigator. I read studies, attended wellness seminars, and kept abreast of nutritional science. I learned about anti-inflammatory diets, the benefits of certain herbal supplements, and the role of sleep in longevity. Knowledge gave me confidence to make choices that weren't dictated by the conventional medical system. Sleep became non-negotiable. I realized that no amount of vitamins, exercise, or meditation could compensate for poor sleep. I prioritized 7 to 8 hours per night, keeping my bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Technology was limited before bedtime. Screens were replaced with reading, light stretching, or reflection. Over time, the quality of my sleep directly translated into how vibrant I felt during the day. Hydration and clean water were essential. I minimized caffeine and sugar-laden drinks, replacing them with filtered water and herbal teas. Staying hydrated not only improved my skin and energy but also supported digestion and cognitive function. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical, but Margaret, what about checkups, blood tests, and early detection of diseases? Here's the thing, I'm not anti-doctor, I am pro-awareness. I listen to my body like a finely tuned instrument. If something feels off, I investigate with credible sources, lifestyle changes, and yes, sometimes professional advice, but only when absolutely necessary. My approach is proactive rather than reactive. Let me share a practical example. In my 70s, I developed mild joint pain. Instead of immediately taking prescription painkillers, I adjusted my diet to include anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, leafy greens, and fatty fish. I incorporated low-impact exercises and gentle stretching routines. Within months, the pain reduced significantly, and I regained mobility. Had I followed conventional methods alone, I might have masked symptoms without addressing the underlying cause. Even at 100, I feel vibrant. I maintain my independence, cook my own meals, take brisk walks, and interact socially. Longevity, I discovered, isn't about extreme diets or expensive supplements. It's about consistency, awareness, and love for oneself. Here's the summary of my 40-year health secret formula. Nutrition first, whole, unprocessed foods, mindful eating, movement daily, functional exercises, walking, yoga, mindfulness, meditation, journaling, positive relationships, continuous learning, staying informed about health and wellness. Prioritize sleep, 7 to 8 hours per night, technology-free wind down, hydration, clean water, herbal teas, minimal sugar. Body awareness, listen to your body, seek help when necessary but don't rely blindly on prescriptions. In the end, the key isn't defying age or avoiding doctors. It's empowering yourself with knowledge, discipline, and a deep respect for your own body. If there's one thing I want younger generations to take away, it's this. The longer you wait to take responsibility for your health, the harder it becomes to maintain vitality. Start today. Eat better, move more, sleep well, manage stress, and most importantly, listen to your body. At 102 years old, I can confidently say that this approach has not only preserved my health but also given me a sense of freedom, confidence, and joy that conventional medicine alone could never provide. And that, my friends, is a lesson worth sharing.